What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and geeksandgamers.com, and when I saw this article from Forbes from our favorite The Last Jedi shill, Scott Mendelson, who obviously was heartbroken after he went to see The Rise of Skywalker and realized that J.J. Abrams tried to course correct from The Last Jedi, but while course correcting, of course, we all know that J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, instead of course correcting, they just crashed the plane. Rise of Skywalker is a dumpster fire. It is a disaster. And things like this are exactly why. Star Wars box office, Rise of Skywalker won't top Rogue One. Just think about that. The grand finale of this, over 40 years of the quote-unquote Skywalker saga, which we all know they turned into the Palpatine saga. The end of the Disney Star Wars trilogy will not make more than a spin-off movie. A spin-off movie that, much like the rest of Disney Star Wars, is pretty forgettable. You have a good feeling the last, 10 minutes of that movie, it's memorable for the Vader scene and the culmination of the fight and all that stuff. The rest of that movie is pretty freaking boring, I'll be honest. And just like the rest of this Disney saga, people aren't going to remember it in a couple years, in my opinion. But it's funny when you see headlines like this, and we'll get in the numbers in a second, but if you remember, at least I do. I remember a couple months ago when people were saying the Rise of Skywalker's pre-sales are already breaking records, including Avengers Endgame. And you have this story about how they released it, of course, and for 1 hour on Atom tickets, it broke Avengers Endgame records, and all the media went crawling to say, look at you. You guys think Star Wars is dead? It broke this record. It wasn't just Cinema Blend. It was plenty of other people. Heat Vision, Deadline, ScreenRant, everything came out, was talking about smashing pre-sale records for Avengers Endgame. Oh, how Disney wishes that this movie could be actually relatable to Endgame in any way. They would love it for it to have made half as much as Endgame, which would make it more than The Last Jedi. But not only is this film not going to come close to The Last Jedi, it's barely going to break $1 billion. And I saw this tweet. I thought it was great. Ichibaka actually retweeted it, and I saw it. Disney Star Wars is dumb. Check it out if you haven't. But Jeff Lowe from Barstool Sports, which I like Barstool Sports, but this did not age well. The Star Wars is dead crowd won't be pleased to hear that AMC's ticketing system is absolutely falling into pieces from demand over the Rise of Skywalker tickets. As bad as I've ever seen for a major release. Obviously, these people were trying to push this narrative, and it was absolutely wrong. Because you see, it won't top Rogue One. Let's get into some of these numbers. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker earned another $2.4 million, dropping 40% from yesterday and 86% from last Wednesday. That gives it $460 million at the domestic box office. Jesus. It's officially over the unadjusted $460 million for the first Star Wars movie, the original Star Wars, later renamed A New Hope. Of course, it's $1.5 billion domestically when you adjust it for inflation, and is likely to end the weekend above the Phantom Menace unadjusted gross. Again, when you adjust it for inflation, it will get nowhere near the Phantom Menace. Nowhere near it. But like he says, at this rate of descent, it will not only will it not get anywhere near The Last Jedi, it won't end up matching $532 million domestic finish from Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And then Scott Mendelson breaks down the numbers and everything. He tries to relate the success of Rogue One to the presidential election for some reason, that because Hillary lost, people were really excited to go out there and watch Rogue One because of rebellions or something. The hashtag resist, I guess. I don't remember that being a part of that movie, but hey, maybe it was to you, Scott Mendelson. Maybe that's what you're looking for. Conversely, despite an advantageous holiday calendar that saw Rise of Skywalker's opening weekend leading right into the 2-week holiday break, since Christmas, it's consistently dropped faster than its relevant predecessors, and it goes into more numbers about drops and everything. But nevertheless, even with the holiday boost, The Rise of Skywalker is tracking for a lower domestic gross than The Last Jedi, The Lion King, and Rogue One. The Rogue One stuff, just absolutely crazy. And it's in large part that we finally have competition, why is this going to fall off so hard and will barely crack $1 billion. 1917 is projected to have a 34, or it reports with a 32 to 34 million dollar opening, and that was its Thursday, Friday, with the Wednesday premieres, I suppose. But it's supposed to have a big weekend, finally knock Rise of Skywalker out of that top spot. Imagine if we had had a movie like this come out a week or two into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker's run. How much worse would it be doing at the box office? We could legitimately talking about it not making $1 billion, which would have been insane. But I do think it's funny to just go and look back at some of these things that people were saying, how they were trying to spin the narrative about how this movie was just going to do gangbusters. We've had people saying it's going to make $2 billion. The Phantom Menace is going to be wrong. It's going to make so much money. At the end of the day, when you look at how much it costs to make Rise of Skywalker, we all know that this movie is barely breaking even. It will barely make them any money. And this is a colossal failure for Lucasfilm, a colossal failure for Disney. And I think we all expect that Kathleen Kennedy will be hearing something very soon about her tenure at Lucasfilm, because after this debacle, I can't imagine them keeping her. But maybe they will. We've been surprised before. For content's sake, hey, maybe they will keep her, and that'll be great for all of us that are making content about the trash fire that Lucasfilm is. However, for the sake of Star Wars, I think a lot of us hope that she can finally get out of there. They can get a replacement in there who will honor the legacy. But let me know what you guys think. God, this headline, though, unbelievable. The Rise of Skywalker won't top Rogue One, a spin-off, a boring spin-off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Geeks and Gamers. Also, make sure to check out my channel, Ryan Kindle, RK Outpost, where I also talk about Star Wars news and expanded universe and things like that. But make sure you like this video, share it out there, ring the bell for notifications. We'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, this is Jay with Geeks and Gamers with a special announcement. Over the past few years, several of us have been trying to complete a home that will house orphans and displaced children in the country of El Salvador. We were hoping that this home would be finished by the time Christmas rolled around in 2019. Unfortunately, we did not meet our goal to complete this home. Partnering with Jeremy and all of us here at Geeks and Gamers and with you, we are setting up a GoFundMe to raise some funds that hopefully will help us get closer to our goal in completing this home. We will use the money to hire professionals to check out the home and also pay for some educational costs for many of the children. This will help with the burden of those raising money, and more money can be put into this home to be completed. Me and several staff members from Geeks and Gamers will be traveling to El Salvador at the end of May, that we can bring a significant amount of money to finish this project. We hope that you would want to partner with us in this as well. So please click on the link, read about it, and do the best that you can. Thank you so much.